Hi, it's Erin Klein from Kleinspiration. Because of a post I did on Classroom Freebies, which is another site that I write for, it was this one right here on Smartboard Activities. I was asked how I actually create these activities, so of course I decided to do a quick tutorial for you and show you how I do these. My friend Lindsay actually created this one that I shared, and she did a great job at it, but I'll show you how we do it. So on this site you can see the one that Lindsay created that I posted about. It's in May and it's talking about flowers, and it's just a short guess the covered word activity. And this video right here, if you wanted to go to the link, tells you how I use the videos in my classroom. So to actually create one of these, the first things that I do are to launch and open up Smart Notebook software. Then I always click up top on my toolbar or the bottom, wherever you have your toolbar located, the screen capture tool. I always like to have that ready to snag content from the web to use. Now, of course, I like to mention that it's best to use images that you're allowed to and content that is available and ready for teachers to use. I often don't share things and just use them for instruction for my second graders. But I found a poem that I'd like to use for the Guess the Covered Word activity. This is A Shark is a Pet. So you can copy it, or you can actually use the screen capture tool. I'm just going to go ahead and copy it. When I open up Notebook, I'm just going to paste it right on in there. And I want to make it a bit larger so that it's easier to be seen by the students. So there is the poem that I have ready. And I could also just start typing this in, especially if it's from a book and if I didn't snag the content from the web. Because it is about a shark, I want to get a shark image. So what I'll do, since I already have the screen capture tool, I'll open up Google and I'll go to Images or wherever your favorite image site is. And I always like to type in the word cartoon in front of it. One second, Jacob. So I just find that this gives you friendlier images, especially when you're using them for the classroom. And this shark right here looks pretty cute. So I'll make him larger. And down here on my notebook tool for screen capture for the camera, I will click on the first left button. And I'll come to the top left corner and I will kind of come down to capture him. I don't want to get the blue X, so I'm going to cut short right before that. Make sure I get his tail in there. And let go of it, and it will go directly into Notebook. So there's the shark. I'm going to make him quite a bit smaller and slide him over here. It's all just drag and drop interface with Notebook. I want to add a background to it. The easiest way to do this, instead of creating your own, you can go to View, Gallery, and then if the button isn't down here for themes and backgrounds, that's the one you would click on. Maybe you want to try this one since it's blue. I'll just insert it on all the pages, which is fine. And if I don't like this, I can always try another one. So I'll click this one and slide it over. And sure, I think that one actually looks better. But what I want to do now is slide my poem down a little bit, or maybe make it larger. There we go. And I want to make the title stand out a bit. So I'm going to go to my Draw, Shapes, and then the rectangle. I'm going to put a box around my title just to make it kind of stand out a bit. I always go back to the arrow button to kind of reset my tools. And I don't like that my shark has a big white box around him. So what I do is I click on the image, I right click, set picture transparency, and I'm going to use the dropper, it just automatically appears, and I'm going to left click so that now it should blend in with the background. I'm going to click OK. And now he looks really cute because he completely blends in. So to create my boxes for Guess the Covered Word, whenever you're working on certain letter-sound relationships with students to try and get them to guess the word as certain letters and sounds are revealed, what I do is I just go to Draw, Shapes again, that same box, and here I notice that it's the ARR sound repeated in shark and park. So those would be two target words that I might want to just kind of draw boxes around. And then I notice fur and purr. I try and make them about the same size so that the kids don't notice that, oh, it's a really short box, it must be a short word. I just try and make them all about the same for consistency. And then you can continue to pick out your patterns in the second one as well. Again, I go back up to the arrow to kind of reset my toolbars. Now I need to shade in my boxes. So what I'm going to do is go up top to the paint can because I want to fill them in, fill my boxes in. I want to make sure it's on solid fill because I don't want a two-tone or a pattern. I like to click on my dropper down below so that I can get the exact coloring that I want. So I really like the color of the shark, this guy right here, so I'm going to click him so that now whatever I paint will be that exact perfect color of the shark. And I'm going to go back up and touch my arrow. Now when I'm practicing or reading this with the kids, and mind you that and you can adjust these boxes, the tutorial that I did on this website, let's see, tells you exactly how I use it if you push play on this video. So when I'm doing the covered word activity with the kids, I'll go through and I'll read the poem. And for example, when I'm on this line, there's nothing less fun than a shark. And then the kids would guess it. And I just move my boxes up to the top. And for first grade, what I do is I always try and chunk the letter sound relationships. So for example, I would, chunk the SH together so that they could see that those two letters make the same sound together, the sh instead of s. And then AR, I would also reveal those together. But in second grade, I might reveal them independently, letter by letter, because then they should be able to know that the chunks go together. And if you needed to clone a box, all you have to do is right-click on one and clone, and then you can just clone your boxes easier that way and cover up whatever you want to and use them. If you wanted to lock your shark in place so that he doesn't move around, or if a kid doesn't come up and slide your shark, all you have to do is click the drop-down menu and lock, and you can lock him in place. And now he won't move. So you can move boxes all over and the shark won't move. So 1 second, Jake. So hopefully that was helpful for you. If you have any other questions, always let me know, and I'm happy to share and help and find answers if I don't know. Thanks a lot.